Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Mental Health Monday. I'm Renee from Thrive Psychology, and today we're beginning a brand new series called Relationship Patterns That Keep Us Stuck. Over the next several weeks, we'll explore some relationship patterns that have become popular topics on social media. Now, rather than simply labeling people or relationships, we'll actually look at what these patterns mean, what the research tells us, how they affect our thoughts and emotions, and how they affect our nervous system. Most importantly, we will learn some tools to build healthier relationships moving forward. Now, today we're starting with a term that you've probably heard before, love bombing. Now, it's a phrase that has become increasingly popular online, but like many psychology terms, it can be misunderstood or overused. So, what is love bombing exactly? Well, love bombing refers to an intense pattern of affection, attention, compliments, gifts, communication, or promises that creates a rapid sense of closeness and emotional connection. Now, the key word here is rapid. Now, the relationship often feels like it's moving at lightning speed. You might hear things like, I've never met anyone like you. I know we're meant to be together. You're my soulmate. Or I can already picture our future. Now, there may be constant texting, frequent gifts, romantic gestures, and pressure to spend most of your time together. Now, here's something important to consider. Not every exciting new relationship is love bombing, of course. Sometimes people genuinely feel excited in a new relationship, and sometimes two people can naturally connect quickly. And people can be expressive, affectionate, and generous. And healthy relationships can absolutely begin with a lot of excitement. Now, the difference is that healthy relationships usually allow trust to develop more gradually. Love bombing often creates emotional intensity before genuine trust even has time to grow. So imagine someone you've only been dating for a week. They text you from morning until bedtime, and then they might become annoyed, irritated, or critical if you don't respond quickly. Now, they may start to encourage you to spend less time with family or friends because they say things like, I want to spend all my time with you. I miss you. We should be together. And they talk about maybe moving in together after only a few weeks. Now, at first, this attention can feel incredibly flattering. And many people will think, I finally found someone who sees me, who gets me, who notices me, who cares about me, who understands me, who wants me, who loves me. But over time, the intensity may begin to feel less like affection and more like pressure. Research on relationship dynamics suggests that healthy intimacy develops gradually through consistency, mutual respect, shared experiences, and trust. Now, healthy relationships don't require us to ignore our own needs or rush important decisions. And one reason love bombing can feel so powerful is because our brains naturally respond to positive attention. When someone makes us feel valued, admired, and important, it activates emotional and biological systems connected to reward, attachment, and connection. And there's nothing wrong with enjoying these feelings. The challenge is when the relationship becomes built primarily on intensity rather than consistency. Now, sometimes after a period of overwhelming affection, the dynamic starts to shift and the attention decreases, criticism can start to begin, affection becomes inconsistent, and then the relationship starts to feel confusing. Many people find themselves wondering, what happened to the person I met? Why are things different? And instead of asking whether the early intensity reflected genuine intimacy, they often work very hard to get back to those early days. Now, this can become emotionally exhausting. So, one helpful question to ask yourself isn't how intensely does this person care about me, but instead ask how consistently do I experience respect, honesty, kindness, and emotional safety in this relationship. Now, consistency is often a much better predictor of relationship health than intensity. And before we wrap up, I want you to consider three little takeaways. First of all, excitement isn't the problem. Healthy relationships can also feel exciting. And second, trust takes time. So, real intimacy develops through consistent behavior over weeks, months, and years. And last, finally, it's important to really consider the fact that healthy relationships don't require you to abandon your own pace. They don't require you to speed up something that you're not comfortable with. You're allowed to slow down. You're allowed to ask questions. You're allowed to take time to get to know someone. So, in this week's Thrive Thursday episode, we will talk about practical ways to slow down when a relationship is moving quickly without shutting yourself off from connection. Thanks for joining me today. Take good care, and I will see you on Thursday.